So I'm going to share the first advice: increase your price. So before, I was running this coding, teaching coding to students. So I paired with a tuition center and we want to launch this introductory coding course to students. So it was costing around, or the price was $150 per student. And this course, there are a total of 6 sessions. And each session, we provide them $10 worth of dinner, right? And if you were to calculate, right, if 6 sessions and every session there's dinner, that means I have to minus $150 and minus $60, and on average, my profit from every student is $90. And the thing is that, surprisingly, there were a lot of students who joined, and the total revenue that we got from this intro to coding course is around $5,400, which is pretty okay, not bad. And the thing is that I wanted to experiment on the pricing. So for the next batches, I'll increase the price. Can you guess how much times have I increased the price? $200? $300? $400? Well, if you say these numbers, I increased to $600. So you might be thinking, oh my god, that's a lot. But the thing is that when Alex Hormozi shared, when you increase your price, there will be fewer customers paying for your service or your product, which actually happened. But you know what's the best part about this is that I actually got the same revenue. So on average, I got profit from a student around $540 per student, and there were around 10 students who joined. That is the same revenue I get from these students, because number one, I also provide $10 dinner and I charge every student $600. So 600 minus 6 sessions times $10 of dinner, that's $540 per student. And that is, without ads or marketing, it's just through the current pool of students as well. So if I were to compare apples by apples, before I was charging $150, a lot of students joined. And the thing is that both have the same revenue, the before after. But the thing is that if I were to calculate the costs that I was trying to serve the students, which is essentially dinner, it was essentially 40% of the revenue. And that is a lot, and with that, I can't really hire people to assist or even take over my role as the instructor back then. But after, when I 4x my price, I had fewer students, but the thing is, I had higher profit. So before it was $90, and after it was $540. And with the cost of dinner, it's only 10%. And that's where I could actually hire assistants to actually assist me on the class. And the thing is, I don't really need a lot of assistants because I had fewer students. So that is one game changer in terms of that. It's increasing the price. So another thing also, in my previous company, I also helped to improve the offer, add in more stuff, and we also increase our price. And we could see that our revenue increased dramatically, and that was a huge game changer, because I remember back then when I was talking to the founder previously in my previous company, he wanted to reduce the price, and I said don't, because what if the same amount of people join, right? You can't guarantee that you lower the price, there will be a lot more students, right? So for me, it's let's increase the price, we have higher profits, and that's what happened. We had higher profits and we had higher revenue, and of course we improved the offerings, right? That kind of thing. So if I were to give anyone advice, whether you are doing freelancing, whether you're doing your own business, increase your price. And the thing is that essentially you increase your profits, right? So that's what I did as well. So the second advice that changed both my business and my life was number 2, having tough conversations. So two points of my life that I actually had to go through tough conversations I'm sharing right now. So number 1 is business related. So the context is that one of my ex-colleagues lied, right? We didn't really fire him because he lied, but I have to have a hard conversation. So my previous founder said, do you want me to do the hard conversation? It's okay, I want to do the hard conversation, right? So the thing is that I didn't know how to do it. So luckily, Leila Hormozi popped up on my feed and had this video saying how to have hard conversations with employees. Literally what I wanted. And she has a 6-step formula. It's like, oh my god, it's like such a like I was searching for the answer and the answer was given to me, right? So that's where I had to literally, watch the video and then write down exactly what I want to talk about, because I literally just have a whole script that I said to the ex-colleague that I was going to have a hard conversation with. And what I learned from that video, to just summarize on what I remember, is that number one, don't beat around the bush, just go straight in with the hard conversation. So that's essentially what I did, right? I didn't say, hey, how are you? I was like, okay, we're gonna have this hard conversation. And then I said what was done wrongly and what was the problem essentially. So it is very direct because it is essentially a hard conversation. And next thing is what to expect moving forward. So this colleague of mine lied, so I expect to just tell the truth. And then if there's any support in the video, then what support? Because if we want to change a behavior, we also want to support that change as well. So in a way, there wasn't much support. It's just mainly like, just don't lie, right? Like, if you think you cannot be done, just tell us and we are okay with that, right? So that's something that maybe we didn't do in my part in terms of expectations, right? And then another thing that Alex Hormozi and also Leila Hormozi in a way shared is that there's this quote: you're just a few hard conversations away from being successful or rich. And that was something that I was like, true, because in a way it pushed me to have a hard conversation with my mom, because about how she treated my late grandma wasn't the best. And for me, I had a grudge with my mom about that, and it was hard because it didn't make me feel happy when I think about the moments on how she treated my late grandma. And the thing is that I realized that what's the point of having the grudge? And first, I initially forgave her internally, so I have to forgive her with myself, if that makes sense. That means like I literally sit there alone and I just like, okay, I forgive my mom. And then the harder part is I had to say to my mom that I forgave her. And it didn't end well. I mean, me and my mom are still in very good, relationship, right? But personally for me, my grudge against her was lifted off. Like I could feel my shoulders were like lighter after that. And I felt in a way happier and more empathetic towards my mom, in terms of like, it's a very weird feeling, but like I felt better looking at my mom in a sense. So yeah, hard conversation is something that it is, I mean, from the word, it's hard, but that is something I believe that has helped me to be a better person. And then after this, and that's just my second advice that Leila and Alex Hormozi shared. And the third one that I think is really, really important in business is, Leila always share this, is that people are the most important thing in business. So Alex Hormozi shared, I think that he said he was struggling in the 3 million per year revenue range. But when Leila Hormozi joined him and Leila Hormozi also focused more on people, that's when their business blew up to like tens to hundreds of millions. Because I learned from whatever Leila has shared online is that people makes the business, right? If I invest in the people improve, that means my business also improves. And that's what I did. So how I did it was, maybe I share just on a one-on-one scale and a one-to-many scale, right? If that makes sense. So on one-on-ones, for me, I love doing one-on-ones because I am a person who likes to hang out with people one-on-ones because I get to have a deeper connection with them. So when I was the head of operations, I did one-on-ones with most of the people that I'm managing. And one of them is this ex-colleague of mine, right, a team member of mine. So there was this task that I gave to him where he needs to find, simple challenges from this website called Code Wars, which is essentially a platform where it hosts or it has all of the coding challenges from easy, medium to hard difficulty. So the thing is that he has a lot in his plate, which I totally understand. But I felt that it was a simple task for him to do because we needed it to give to our students at that point of time. So in a way, he has a habit of saying it can't be done before even trying. So that's where I asked him, have you tried ChatGPT to get the links of the different coding challenges that are easy difficulty in Code Wars? And then he replied, cannot be done. It's like, wait, but have you done it? And it's like, no. Okay. So what I did was I took my laptop and then literally in front of him, I used ChatGPT to find the coding challenge. And he was like, he wasn't like shocked, but I can see in his face that he was like, oh shit, my beliefs of thinking cannot be done actually can be done. And then now he sees that maybe it will take me a few hours maybe it will take at most 1 hour to just get this done. And that's where I learned from this one-on-one exchange or one-on-ones, right? Is that one of my role is to help my team members to break their existing beliefs of what can be done. Because a lot of times it's mainly on fear or what they are using or what their past experience that they have faced is shaping what they are deciding in terms of how they are going to do the work. Essentially what I mean is that they base the success of the task or how the task is being done from their past experience. But the thing is that there's technology out there that is improving a lot, and using this, it can literally help you make your task even faster, right? And that's why I felt I need to share that a lot more so that they can oh, I didn't know it was possible, right? And this helps them to build confidence in terms of being more independent and trying new things to help improve their current tasks. So essentially, the one-on-ones, that's I believe one way, but also at the same time, the one-to-many way is during the weekly meetings with my team. I always love to share on what I believe can help the team as a whole. So using the same ChatGPT kind of way with my one-on-one, I realized, okay, maybe if he sees that way, maybe other people don't see the amazing effect of using ChatGPT in their current work, because it literally can do things faster for you, right? So that's when I created a simple sharing about how to use ChatGPT, because I personally use ChatGPT to create coding exercises. And I don't know if you know, but creating coding exercises takes a very long time for you to do it manually, because I've done it before. And using ChatGPT, I was like, oh, why not I just use ChatGPT for it? And I realized that people use ChatGPT like how they use Google search. You just type one sentence. But with ChatGPT, you need to have a lot more instructions, detailed instructions for you to get the answers that you want. So for example, if I were to say, can you give me a coding exercise about storing an image, it will give you the coding exercise, but it will not be at the standard that you want. So I have to give instructions of what I'm looking for in terms of the coding challenge. And then at the same time, for me, I also try to do it I try to share different examples for every single department. So for example, for sales, right? Maybe using ChatGPT to create objections for people who wants to sign up for a coding bootcamp. And then for marketing, can you find odd ways on how some things can link to learning coding, right? So these are things that I try to share so that they, in a way, I mean, like before I was instructor, now being a head, or back then being a head of operations or being a manager or leader, I realized I'm still a teacher, but now I'm teaching them how to improve their skills or using existing tools to improve or make their current work faster and also better, right? So we are a small of 10, so I can do this, right? And then for me, I also love learning, and if I find that if there's any videos, content, articles that I believe is worth sharing or worth learning, I will share it, because I know that new information creates better creativity to do work. What do I mean by that? Meaning that maybe you see that to do something, for example, to do content, I need to write manually. But then I shared an article on how to create good video scripts with ChatGPT. And now, in a way, they are able to create a script that is, number one, faster, and number two, they can tweak it or maybe use more detailed instructions to create the scripts that they feel that's going to be high quality. So this improves their work overall. And if everybody's work improves overall, that makes the business overall better, right? So for me, it's like I invest in my people and my people get better. That means my business will get better. And what does that mean when business get better? That means higher revenue, higher profit, higher quality of customer experience, and then it just cascades or it just spreads well, right? So if your goal, if you want to grow the business, if you don't want to grow, then no need lah. But for me, it's like that's where I learned that if I invest my time to, teach, do one-on-ones, share, break their beliefs, they get better, and then the business overall gets better as well. So in summary, there's the 3 advices that literally changed the business that I was in and also my personal life is, number 1, I think this one is mainly just business lah, and also freelance, right? Increase price, profit more. That is like true, and there's so much, like 90% pros, only 10% cons, which is fewer people, but like, just get more money, man. Number 2 is have hard conversations, both in your business and personal life. It's hard because it's the truth, and the truth is usually uncomfortable. So, but by listening to the truth, that's where you can improve. That's where I improve, and that's why I believe I am a different person if you were to compare me last year. And lastly, number 3, really investing in people so that they are the ones that's going to drive the business forward and to a better stage and to achieve the big goals that back then we had as well. So that's it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want this kind of video, subscribe down below and comment down on what are the advices that you think was pretty helpful for you. So that's it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Okay.